Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
Ukrainian officials once again call for an immediate ceasefire as Russian troops push into the country. Ukraine's president asks for more help from the U.S.
Plus, the conflict there pushes gas prices to never-before-seen numbers across the world. An economist weighs in on how long we could shell out extra cash at the pump.
And more changes ahead at Rockford State Park. A new construction project means a summer attraction will remain closed. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. Ukraine's president asks for more support from the United States. He'll meet with Congress virtually this week.
It comes as Russian forces are slowly gaining ground in Ukraine. And as Elizabeth Schulze reports, a new round of peace talks between the two countries is on pause.
Russia is intensifying its attacks on Ukraine as its forces close in on the capital city of Kyiv. Dramatic video shows an airstrike today hitting downtown Kyiv. In a northern suburb of the city, heavy shelling demolishing residences.
I'm staying in Kiev near a big residential building, which was hit this morning just 3 hours ago by direct heavy artillery shell.
A fourth round of talks between Ukrainian and Russian officials today was put on technical pause, set to resume tomorrow. And in a test of American diplomacy, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan met with his Chinese counterpart in Rome. The meeting comes as a senior U.S. official confirmed to ABC News Russia has asked China for military and economic support, a claim China and Russia deny.
We have communicated very clearly to Beijing that we won't stand by if we will not allow any country to compensate Russia for its losses.
Concerns are mounting that the war could extend beyond Ukraine. Russian missiles this weekend hit a military base just 10 miles from the border of Poland, a NATO ally. The strike killed at least 35 and wounded more than 100. Top officials are now reaffirming their commitment to defend the NATO alliance.
We're going to continue to look at potential repositioning if we need to defend NATO's eastern flank.
Leaders from the House and Senate announced Ukrainian President Zelensky will deliver a virtual address to Congress on Wednesday. A White House source also confirms that President Biden is considering a trip to Europe in the coming weeks. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
Gas prices are historically high, but they haven't gone up any more from last week. The average for a gallon of regular in the Rockford area today is $4.50. That's the same price we had last week, but it's still up $1.54 from the same time last year. Officials warn we could be seeing these high prices as long as there's conflict between Russia and Ukraine.
Rachel Perry has been digging into the reasons behind the increased costs. Rachel, why are prices at the pump so high?
Mimi and Eric, that seems to be a question a lot of us are asking. One expert tells me it's complicated. Between post-pandemic life, the war in Ukraine, and the spring break season, he only has one way of summing it up.
It's like a perfect storm.
Filling up your tank, a chore most are dreading as gas prices in the Stateline rise to more than $4.50. But how did we get here? NIU economics professor Jeremy Groves explains.
Maybe 30 or so % is from the Ukrainian thing, and a lot of it is just people driving more. And that's pushing up that inflation price, and that then is going into the value of the gasoline.
Groves says the U.S. gets about 8% of its oil from Russia, while others depend on it.
But if you look at the numbers, a lot of the EU countries get large percentages to almost all of their oil and natural gas from Russia.
Now that some of those countries have cut ties with Russia, Groves tells me the United States will have to meet that oil demand. But the question is, are we ready?
The short answer to that question is no, not for about another 6 to 9 months. And that's assuming we can find people to actually work, which is another issue that we have to concern ourselves with.
While the price to drive is going up, one travel expert isn't sure how it will impact flights.
The answer is it's complicated.
But Kyle Potter with Thrifty Traveler says the short answer is yes.
The bad news is that, jet fuel prices are based on gas prices, and that is the second biggest cost for airlines. And airline executives have said recently that as the gas prices increase, they're going to have to pass that cost on to consumers.
The good news, though, Groves feels it won't stay like this for long.
I mean, if it hits $5, it's going to be in a few places, and it won't stay long.
According to Gas Buddy, gas prices are usually cheaper in the beginning of the week, then can inch up towards the weekend. Mimi?
All right, thanks, Rachel. A 12 and 13-year-old are accused of pushing their way into a home and trying to rob the people inside. Rockford police responded to a home on 8th Avenue near 18th Avenue for a report of a home invasion. A resident there told police 2 teens pushed their way inside, pointed a gun at them, and demanded money. The victim shoved the gun away and the 2 kids ran off. They were caught a short time later. The 12 and 13-year-olds are charged with attempted armed robbery and attempted home invasion. A 27-year-old woman's recovering after being shot in Rockford this weekend. She told police she was sitting in a car at the Mobile on North Springfield just before 4 a.m. Saturday when she was shot in the arm. The woman was treated and released from the hospital. No word on any suspects.
2 adults are charged after a fight at a Rockford trampoline park. Saturday, Rockford police were called to Flow on East State Street for several adults involved in a fight. By the time officers got there, many of the people had already left. But police say 39-year-old Laverine Berry had a gun on him. He's charged with aggravated unlawful use of a weapon, along with assault to a police officer. 30-year-old Danielle Holcomb was also arrested and charged with aggravated battery. A person from Iowa came to Rockford to buy a car and got robbed at gunpoint. The person told police they met the supposed seller at the Family Dollar on North Rockton to buy the car off an online marketplace. Only police say as soon as the victim showed the cash, the seller pulled out a gun, grabbed the money, and ran off. Police advise people to make online exchanges at safe places like the parking lots of local police stations.
This weekend, a stretch of a busy Winnebago County road will be dedicated to a local soldier killed in action nearly 20 years ago. Brandon Rowe grew up in Roscoe and graduated from Hononegah High School in 2000. He joined the Army and was killed in Iraq 3 years later. Rowe is believed to be the first person from the 101st Airborne Division to have died in the war. On Saturday, a part of Highway 251 in Roscoe will be dedicated as the Brandon Rowe Memorial Highway. The ceremony is at 11 in the parking lot of the First National Bank on Bridge Street and 251 in Roscoe. Parking will be available next door to the bank, or there will be a shuttle bus from the Roscoe VFW on 2nd Street. More construction this year at Rockford State Park is going to make it a little harder to get around.
Starting today, Olson Lake and the Harlem Road entrance are closed. Amory Wilder spent the day out there. Amory, what did you find out?
Yes, Mimi and Eric, the park is instead redirecting people to the West Lane Road entrance, which is slightly inconvenient depending on where you're trying to get to in the park. Crews are fixing the roads leading to Olson Lake. They say it'll be closed until this fall. So that means visitors will have to take Highway 173 to get in. Once you're in, a long, winding road will lead you to every section of the park. But the changes didn't stop people and animals alike from enjoying the weather today. Jameson Goodall says he didn't want to miss out on the warmer temps.
When it's warm, I try to come out here as much as I can. Decided, it's 50 degrees out today, might as well come out here and hike around the lake.
Construction should wrap up around September 30th. Mimi, Eric?
Now, your First Warn weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
Well, our temperatures today did make it up to 60 degrees. It's not the first 60-degree day that we have had today, but it's also not as warm as what we had 10 years ago when we had a record high 79 degrees. That was the first day in a 9-day stretch where we had record high temperatures each of those 9 days right in a row. Now, 10 years ago, this was the first day that set those stretch of records. Now, that warmth for today was not quite as warm as it was back then. We're still very warm today, all the way up into the 60s. That front is just hovering to our north, though, so we are seeing a little bit colder temperatures here for this evening into the overnight hours tonight. Those temperatures a little bit more focused. We do still have 60 degrees here in Rockford, 59 in Freeport. A little bit cooler up north in Monroe, 56 degrees. And we had a lot of sunshine for most of the day. We have had a little bit of cloud cover beginning to work its way back in. Some of our weather watchers reporting very warm temperatures. Ben here in South Beloit, 59 degrees with a 33-degree dew point. And our weather watcher, Bob, I didn't update that one before I flipped them. 60 degrees for the temperature, 34 for the dew point for Bob there. Our Mercy Out Skytrack camera showing those clouds now beginning to work their way in across the state line. Definitely having more of that cloud cover ahead of this particular system that could bring us some light sprinkles into the overnight tonight. It is producing some snow showers up to our north. Our satellite and radar showing those, but they are transitioning to rain as they enter the period of more warmer temperatures. Now, we won't quite see some snow flurries during the overnight tonight, but a couple of sprinkles are possible. We trim these out on our Futurecast here. We do see some of those very light sprinkles, not really very sold on the Futurecast here, but we definitely could have a couple of those sprinkles during the overnight hours with those temperatures dropping off just a little bit behind that front there. Now, luckily tomorrow, temperatures back up into the 50s with a lot more sunshine. We have that cloud cover for the early part of the day, but we do have a lot more sunshine for the afternoon, and temperatures back up into the upper 50s even for some locations. A lot of that clearing holds on through the night tomorrow night as temperatures drop just a little bit more heading into Tuesday. Now back into tonight, temperatures still 34 degrees for the overnight tonight. Definitely hanging on that chance for those light drizzle and couple of sprinkles possible, but they don't last very long. And tomorrow, temperatures back up into the 50s, 55 degrees for the high tomorrow. A lot more cloud cover during the early part of the day, but we transition that into a lot more sunshine later. Now, the jet stream is producing just a little bit of a boundary here. The jet stream just to our north, that's keeping those colder temperatures a little bit more locked up further north of where we are currently at. But as that transitions later into the week, we could see a little bit of a shift, and that'll produce a potential storm system into the later part of the week that we're keeping an eye on here. Now, initially, this is Thursday into Friday, could give us some heavier rain showers possible. And this is one particular track taking it a little bit further north, and then other tracks taking a little bit further south. Now, that further south track does pretty much eliminate any snow chances, but this further north track could give us a little bit of snow possibility into the day on Friday night when that system kind of wraps around to the back end. Now behind that, we do have much warmer temperatures hanging with us. Near our Climate Prediction Center outlook, they're producing much warmer temperatures toward the back half of the week and into next week even. 7-day forecast showing those much warmer temperatures. 66 for the day on Wednesday. Chance for rain coming there on Thursday and into Friday. Friday night, we could have that mix transitioning there. Luckily, temperatures rebound heading into the first day of spring and into next week.
Now sports with sports director Scott Leber.
So Tom Brady isn't ready to walk away from the NFL just yet. His retirement lasted barely a month. Who's surprised? Not this guy. This is what I said February 1st, the day Brady announced his retirement on Twitter.
Now sports with sports director Scott Leber.
Tom Brady won't be collecting any more Super Bowl rings. He'll settle for 7. He announced to the world today on social media he is retiring after 22 NFL seasons. Now first, I'm not 100% convinced he's done. It is early February. He's only a little over a week removed from a heartbreaking loss. His body is sore. He's tired. He could feel completely differently when June and July roll around and it's getting closer to football season. All right, back with you live now. So, yeah, he didn't even wait for June or July to roll around. You know, it's hard for any athlete to walk away from the game at his peak. Jim Brown was one of the few to do it, and he had his heart set on an acting career. Brady doesn't have a second career in mind as far as we know, and he loves the spotlight. All the attention that's been heaped on Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson the last few weeks has probably left him feeling like a forgotten man. Plus, he probably wants to show that in a league with rising young star quarterbacks like Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, and Herbert, he is still the GOAT. Plus, Bill Belichick is still coaching. Brady wants to get another ring without Belichick. Yeah, no surprise here that Brady is back. Mitch Trubisky is going to get another shot to prove he can cut it as a starting NFL quarterback. The Steelers have signed him to a 2-year contract. Trubisky spent last season on the sideline in Buffalo behind Josh Allen. He threw only 29 passes. He did complete 21 of them. I'm curious to see how he can do with a good organization like Pittsburgh and a better coaching staff than he had in Chicago. I don't think Mitch Trubisky will ever be great, but I think he has a chance to be pretty good if he's surrounded by the right people. Bears fans will never forgive Ryan Pace for drafting Trubisky ahead of Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson, and they shouldn't. And Trubisky will never be Mahomes or Watson, but he could still have a solid career. I wonder who's going to have the better season this year, Trubisky or Justin Fields?
Jordan will have a final look at the weather in just a moment.
First, here's what's coming up later on News Nation.
Tonight on Dan Abrams Live on News Nation. An American company is arming Ukraine with a unique AI technology to help them identify the good guys from the bad. Law enforcement already uses it here around the country. Now it could help root out Russian agents. Now here's Ashley with a look at Banfield.
Thanks, Dan. Tonight on Banfield, the war takes aim at an American astronaut. Would Putin really abandon him at the International Space Station? Plus, a tragic turn for a woman whose image went viral after an attack on a maternity hospital in Ukraine. That's tonight on Banfield on News Nation.
That's all on the fastest growing cable news network in America. News Nation is available on the cable and satellite stations you see here. You can also head to newsnation.com.
I was feeling very spring-like today. I know yesterday being outside, my yard was so smushy and muddy, and I know that's typical spring, but you know, this warm-up is really nice, and we have more of it this week.
More of it on the way. Now, this isn't just as warm as what we had now 10 years ago. We had record-setting warm for 9 days in a row. We're only about 20 degrees colder than that, but that still was very warm.
After what we've had, we'll take it.
Exactly. We had definitely much colder temperatures for the beginning of the year, but warmer weather is definitely on the way. We have a couple of chances for some sprinkles overnight tonight with the passage of a cold front. It'll drop our temperatures just a little bit further. That's our First One interactive radar from Rockford Auto Glass and more. That cold front bringing those sprinkles for the overnight, but luckily the rest of the week looking much better as we have temperatures all the way up into the 60s. A warm front there on Wednesday brings our temperatures into the mid and even upper 60s for some locations. And we check our eyes toward the weather system that comes through Thursday and into Friday. It could bring us a chance for rain on Thursday and then into Friday night. That's when the colder temperatures swing on through, maybe some snow on the back end of that. But luckily we rebound heading in toward the beginning of spring.
Nice looking trend there, thanks.
And thank you for spending some of your time with us. Stay safe.